All right. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Kiray Vacuo, and I'm your host and your voice is to entertain you and may or may not teach you a little bit something. This, about that, something like that. You know, that thing, that zing, that thing. You know. You know what? I got something new here, so. Hi there. Yeah, so I can sort of like brought up people like chat as a highlight stuff because of this like special thing that I just add. Again, like I told you guys, I am a person who like to do stuff, like many different stuff. Can be just for fun, can be just like just because of the fact that I like to do things. But yeah. Hope you guys will help me a little bit here. Say a little bit of chatting. Someone come here and say hi with me. Like the moment you say hi to me, you already mark your death. You are going to be bored to death by me. And sometimes you feel like, like in some conversations that you really want to go, you really need to go to the toilet or something, but you can't go because the guy keep talking nonstop, and then you just want to be courteous and don't want to go. Then that's me in a nutshell. I will let you suffer. Funny thing is, like, I don't know why. If I just keep talking, people will feel bad and then don't want to leave. It's a weird thing. Even my friend told me, like, they enjoy the chat. Actually, they enjoy it so much they hate to go, but they have a life, so they have to go. So yeah, that is like generally happens to almost all my friends around me. They will keep telling me that. And even nowadays, I kind of get it, and also same time kind of not get it. Like, you can leave whenever you want, I just keep talking. It's literally, especially now, it's literally my job to keep talking. So they can be there, they can be not there. Really depends, you know. It's Duolingo. Where is my?
Like where your next deal company?
Yes. I watch it a little bit more already, but having it rewatch is like kind of fun because it's kind of important for people to notice,
If I didn't make an invoice, if there's an invoice, then there's a number associated with the invoice, and all of that is tracked. So don't think that you're out of the water just because you got paid in cash.
Correct.
There needs to not be an invoice or any trail.
Like
if they exactly file it to the government that I did this service for $4,000,
let me adjust my mic a little bit.
they're gonna the government's gonna see that coming out of this company, and they're gonna be, where's the recipient? There's something missing here.
Right. That's why they, especially in the U.S., you guys may know, they started regulating Cash App and looking at everything over $600. Right. So all of those Cash Apps that were in the Venmos and everything that was being sent over 600. Remember that, guys?
I'm not sure.
They're looking at your $600 and like, what's going on with this 600? Right. And they're reporting, all those apps are now having to report in all these transactions 600 plus to the government. Right. So they know what's going on with that quote unquote cash, right? Because it's not real cash, right? Let's continue.
The employer kind of sorts it out for you, and that's good and dandy. Like, that is a choice, right? I don't know if it's common. Is it common, chat? Do you guys have that? Like, for those of you that are
most developed countries have that.
Not in Indo, do you have that? Intuit stops us from doing that. Really? Yeah, yes, it's common. Yep. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it's not like...
Speaking of money laundering, hey, Parrot.
Hey, yo!
Parrot didn't make his VTube studio. You can put your
No,
VTube
I'm not.
studio.
No, listen. I'm just hopping in for a second because I'm waiting for my food before I go
All good,
take out
bro.
my motorcycle from the shop. So I'm just hopping it in for a little second here.
All good, bro. I'm just really upset you didn't invite me to your hentai tag stream. I'm really.
Hey, hey, I don't know. No one
I'm
suggested it.
heartbroken. Listen,
Right, Rima, why didn't you suggest it, Rima?
No, forget Rima. She's just drunk. But it's really DN's fault. It's really DN's fault.
Yeah, no.
He's
We'll
dodging-
blame DN. It's all good.
He's dodging. I'm gonna have to beat him up in Muay Thai when we're both in Manila at the same time.
Hey,
Sure.
the fucker wanted to box me, by the way. Also, we can fuck him up together.
I will referee it. We're gonna make it happen. Guys.
I'll box you, Parrot.
Okay,
Hey, yo,
when
what
it
the
intense.
fuck? Okay,
is
why are
loud.
people so fucking
Hold on.
I thought we said we were
violent today?
rival
Jesus.
now.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch. Like it's.
Let's fight. All right. I'll fight all of you. Okay, I wanted to say, funny thing about the taxes. I don't
Sure.
pay. I pay zero taxes to Colombia. I
can-
literally pay zero taxes to Colombia.
But he doesn't have a tax
can-
treaty with
can understand
the
that.
US.
Yeah, the funny thing is, because YouTube takes 30% of my income and pays it to the IRS, then I go to Colombia and I say, hey,
Yes.
I already paid 30% of my income in
Yes.
taxes, therefore I owe nothing.
But you filed
Yes.
your taxes.
Oh yeah, I should have
Yeah, I
downloaded
was
something that I
Hey,
would
yeah,
want
yeah.
to try
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Me.
I mean, technically,
pull that
Colombia is the
off,
one that
actually.
has no double tax treaty with
Yeah.
the U.S. But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
because you say that, typically most countries will respect that. They'll say, okay, you already paid, in
Yes.
another
Cancel.
country.
I'm
And
not
especially
trying
if
to
you're dealing
grab a
with America,
selfie.
we're well known
No,
to be
I'm not trying
assholes
to
about
grab
taxes.
this. I'm trying to grab
So
like
they're probably like, yeah, fuck those gringos. And they're
Yeah,
fucking
Colombia
taxes.
doesn't fuck with my
Like,
taxes.
Yeah. Now the problem is Americans, because there's a lot of Americans down there, like and I mean, from what I hear, Medellin has turned into like, New Mexico, essentially
Yeah, I
with
wonder
like the
how
amount
to
of
do
Americans
this
down there,
thing.
and the
Hold on a bit.
Americans are at risk of double taxation. But that's a
You guys
personal
keep
problem
watching
for
it,
those guys.
you know, have some fun with it.
The
If
bros
I'm
that are
doing
hanging
with
down
the
there
chatting,
24/7
I will do
living
some
in
like special
Colombia,
event for you guys too.
right? There's a little bit of risk of that.
Yeah.
But that said, yeah, that's actually hilarious. So there you
Colombia
go.
doesn't get my money. Let's go.
But yeah, any quick thoughts on this before I know you have to bounce and we're not done. We're 6 minutes into this, but any quick
Okay.
thoughts on this before we have to go?
There's a couple of things. So, okay, I made a tweet about this, right? And it
Oh, you
kind of
did?
blew up. Let me check, actually. How many views does it have?
Sure.
It has 140,000 views.
Okay.
So, funny thing, recently, like a few minutes ago, I saw a tweet. Someone responded to the tweet claiming to be an international accountant. And his take on it, or his idea of what happened, sorry, was that the Niji Sanji was withholding the taxes from the liver as if they were a Japanese citizen or
Yes,
someone
yes.
working in Japan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, we're not there yet. You spoiled my
Ah,
game,
sorry,
man.
I'm sorry.
They're removing the stream. Quickest guy added and removed the stream. I'm kidding.
Hey,
I
you guys hear
fucking love
nothing. You guys hear nothing.
But
We'll
I
get
heard
there.
nothing.
But
God
I actually,
damn it.
most of the people talking in my tweet were just arguing with each other and throwing shit at
Yes.
each other. And then I see a reasonable person. I'm like, oh wait, there's actually good people in Twitter. What the fuck?
Let me try to find this guy. What was his
Where's
ex name? Because like that's
VTube
literally
Studio.
the,
Found you.
the one opinion that's like same there.
VTube Studio
He's
Beta.
called
Resource,
Kaiju
not resource.
Kanojo.
Streaming
Let me try. Is
assets.
there a chatting here? Oh yeah, there is.
Items.
Yeah. You can just private chat it on the
items.
side if it's
Got it.
link it on the side. But I mean, honestly,
Paste.
because I see the link, but there's a lot of comments on it. Because anytime you put you have something that like kind of goes a little bit viralish, you get a bunch of people just shit
Yeah.
posting right on it.
Yeah, I had to answer, like, not had to answer, but I wanted to answer. I answered to a few people who were just straight up blaming the liver. When,
Right.
listen, if you have ever worked a normal job, right? It is the customary thing for the employer to just withhold your taxes
Oh.
and then file those taxes to the government. Then you just do the thingy of, hey, I already paid taxes. It's
about this one?
filed through this stuff, right? That's what 90%
this
of
one
the
is the
people who work
actual one.
already do. Like the company takes care of withholding your tax and then sending it to the government. Now, if you're used to that, if you're a normal person and you're used to that, and then you work at Niji, and then they say the exact same thing, hey, we're also withholding your tax, so you don't have to worry about this. Even if it's not explicitly said, but it's implicit in that stuff, then can you really blame the person for not triple checking? Oh, are my taxes actually being paid or not?
Yes, yes. So here's the guy who responded to you, Kaiju Kanojo. Said, I don't normally weigh in on this stuff, but here's my 2 cents as an actual international tax accountant who has experience with expatriate tax, which, by the way, it's a fucking clusterfuck. Like, but I actually, it's funny. I usually like talk to my accountant for a while because they have some crazy stories, that they can not make anonymous and talk about. They're actually kind of funny. But here's what happened. Niji most likely tried to DIY their international payroll tax without hiring a global mobility consulting firm. So they withhold taxes for Japanese payroll at the non-resident rate without consideration for international treaties such as the Jakarta Treaty, or rather the Indonesian and Japanese double tax treaty, or the liver's own country's income taxes.
Yeah.
If this is the case, it's entirely possible Michi can get some of the money back with amended Japanese tax filing. Yes, this is exactly what happened here. In either case, it's incredibly sloppy handling of an issue that should have been taken care of by the employer.
Yeah,
And
sloppy is exactly what is Niji Sanji. That's what it is. It's sloppy.
And they don't give a fuck about you.
I
And what I have to say,
don't
these
know
corpos don't give
how
a
to
fuck. Not just
switch.
Niji Sanji. Any corporation that's dealing with an international employee is not caring about that employee. They're kind of like, look, we're paying you. Be grateful we're paying you. Like, and handle your own business. That's their attitude. For better, for worse. I'm just telling you how it is, right?
Yeah, they're like, you're making more now than before you joined us, so just be happy. Exactly what they told Sayu during her interview.
Exactly what they said. So here goes. For folks who say that your own income tax is your own responsibility, in cases like this, where foreign entities are hiring talent, it is not only customary but expected they are also responsible for navigating your international taxes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is if they're a good company, right? Once again, like,
this only applies if they're good.
They don't have a legal responsibility, but there is like kind of a moral maybe responsibility, or just like you trying to take care for the mental health of your talents and make them able to work with a peace of mind.
I want to say something. Brother, if you're hiring like a 22-year-old as a Vtuber, you cannot reasonably expect that person to know how to handle international taxes. You are the corpo.
Yeah, and they also, that was one of my arguments too, is that they have like 22 talents, and they also have a big Indonesian branch. So all of these people got to go through the same process of paying taxes.
Wait. It just hit me. They did this exact same stuff for every Indonesian they hired. What?
Yes. So like, you could just learn how to do it once and, make a guideline, one page, and just share that with all your talents.
They're I guarantee you, their lawyers and people said, we have no legal obligation to do this.
Yeah.
And therefore, because this requires our time and we don't want to spend 1 yen more than we have to spend, we're not going to do it. Because that would actually require them to spend money. We saw with that, crusty $26 earbud.
Oh my God, no.
Seconds. This is exactly the type of cheap shit that is in line with companies like Niji Sanji. It's Niji Sanji standard.
The fucking earbud killed me. I woke up. Okay.
I was dying when I saw that picture. I was fucking dying. I could not
my
take it.
brother in Christ. I wake up. I come to my studio. I open BT. The first thing I see is the little earbud that had to be shared between how many people? I don't know, 100? Like, what?
Unsanitized.
No. That's
earbud.
No.
Like, you're going raw.
People in BT were also pointing, hey, there's this $30 not earbud, but headset, like very cheap headset. It's just $30.
All you do now is
how can you not pay $30 for a cheap headset that doesn't have to go inside of your ear? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's really crazy.
God.
Oh, by the way, what's up, Lydia? Good to see you in the chat here. Yo, I can't believe this is tax nonsense, but it's Niji Sanji, so I'm not surprised.
Well, we don't know if it was like somebody,
We're not sure if it's Niji Sanji for sure. Let me be clear.
Okay.
I'm pretty damn sure now, like my percentages keep going up on this as I listen to this more and get more information on this, but like we can't say 100% because to be fair, a lot of international companies hire people in Indonesia, in Philippines, in other places, especially if you speak English as well as she does, because her English is very fluent. So she's very hireable.
Okay, here's my reasoning as to why it has to be Niji. So she mentioned she worked for them for 2 years. Right?
Yes. Which is the exact same length as her term at Niji Sanji. Yes.
The exact same length as the term as Niji, as well as making enough money for it to be impactful in her taxes, where she had to fucking liquefy her health and life insurance. Like, there's no way a company hired her part-time, right, for 2 years, and she made enough money in that for the tax to be significant enough for her to have to liquefy her savings and her insurances in order to pay.
So
how do you liquefy your insurance? Like
I don't know.
Heard that before.
That I've never. Yeah, that's got to be some Indonesian thing, and that's where I was like, wait a second.
She burned down her house and collected the insurance money.
well, right. Well, hold on, because we know in the contract, Niji Sanji is not providing insurance at all, of any form, right? They're not getting insurance, right? So if she had insurance, it's stuff she paid for herself.
Yeah, it's privately.
So obviously Indonesia has some system where you can liquefy. Maybe she meant like she just stopped paying for it. Although there are some life insurance kind of schemes where like you donate to a life insurance fund and it's essentially like a 401k, but it's life insurance and like you technically have some equity in it. But
Rocket.
I mean, those are really
has something similar.
Ooh, I loved it.
I think she meant that because she was paying for a long time for the insurance, then I don't know. There's like a fund, I guess.
Maybe.
Like it just builds up a
Person make
inside
this.
of the health insurance, and if you
love
don't
to.
use it, you can liquefy it. I don't know.
I found
maybe. I mean, it's some sort of cash out. By the way, speaking of cash out. Shiori with the 50 legal mindset members.
Hey, yo.
Thank you
Hey,
so
yo.
much.
Shiori, my beloved.
Coyote Trickster with another 50. We're 50 and 50
Hey,
backed
yo.
up here with Fulamoko, Top Doggy.
Parrot is intense.
What is the other life name?
With
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Sparkling Platinum Gem of Hollow Live EN and Narissa
Out of bed.
songs
I need to
with
do
What the
some
fuck?
Snowbird on top
betting.
with another 5.
Every single time I enter this
follow admin.
site, I have to
Hold
like
on,
change
just real
to.
quick.
Not a sin. I cannot absolve you.
Yep.
Mega based.
Thank you guys so much.
Fucking Shondo clip.
Yeah. Oh, that's the first time you see this Shondo clip.
Parrot,
No, I know it.
Parrot.
I didn't expect you to have it on a fucking hotkey. Bro.
Oh yeah.
All right, explain this to me like I'm retarded.
That won't be that hard.
I'm sorry, Parrot. I've got shit really ready here.
Amazing. No, truly amazing.
But yeah. We'll save stuff for when the spicy streams. But that said, yes. And hold on, real quick. Chori said, Niji Sanji, no way to defend them now. They're screwed over. So many ladies in Niji Sanji and getting screwed over. Also, off topic, can you make a legal stream about Singapore as a country? Next one. That's a huge topic. You'd have to take something about Singapore. You want to talk about the legal system, maybe? Like I could talk about their legal system because I know I've been talking about Singapore a lot because of Nexus, and Nexus is incorporated in Singapore. So, and we also watched a video on caning. You guys heard of caning?
No.
What?
What is that?
So oh, you innocent folks. In Malaysia and Indonesia, if you break a law, you can be fined, but you can also and thrown in jail, but you can also be caned. Caning is when they get a wooden cane and they slap you bare ass, full power bare ass, right? And they strap you in. And we watched a video of somebody getting caned this morning, which immediately got me partially demonetized. I had to, work around that a little bit afterwards, but it actually got 2 of my videos demonetized because I think they looked at that video, they limited that one, and then they looked at the last one. They're like, you know what? Just to be safe, we're gonna get another one here.
Oh, that sounds like something Parrot would enjoy.
What the fuck?
Listen,
I'm a king, you, Rima.
Wow.
I don't know where that is on the anti-tag list, but you know, find out on the next episode. Let's see here. Okay, hold on. Reber says I used to pay 7% tax and I got a mandatory pay raise due to inflation, and now I'm paying 13%. Yeah, that's actually really fucked up, where sometimes your employer will bump you up to a higher tax bracket, and because of the percentage, you end up making less.
Yeah. That happens a lot actually over here.
Like a self-own. It's like, oh wait, now I make $1 more, and now you're paying 30% more. No,
That's crazy.
Renzu says, imagine unintentionally committing tax evasion due to either yacht theft or McLaren tax of your boss. That's why I tip in cash. What money? Oh, that's true. That's true. Kurosanji, featuring Niji, 3,000 plus tax debt. Vishojo, help out. Well, there's only so much Vishojo can do. Vishojo cannot like go back and fix her old tax issues.
No, they'll just connect you with somebody that's specialized in international taxes.
Yep. We'll read 2 more and then we're going to keep going here. Kitty Trick says, I called this week.
Oh, my friend is spamming some message.
Yes, would cause a problem, would create a problem for someone. Dude, it's every week now, man. I mean, Rima, Parrot, and I are all covering this shit pretty much on a weekly basis at this point.
I mean, I literally have to put a hold on my Niji production videos because otherwise my entire channel would be just Niji.
Well, I mean, I mean, if it's content, it's content. MGCD says, in UK, we have pay as you earn. So as long as you're not earning anything on the side, if you're employed, there's no forms filled, nothing filed. That's very nice. That would be a great system. That's not how it works in many countries, you know, including the United States. All right. So let's continue with this video. Apparently, I don't know when you have to bounce, but you know, if you,
my food is getting here. I have a few minutes.
Okay. I'm just going to keep playing this video here so we get through a little bit more of her comments. Here we go.
That's super weird thing. No, same in Philippines. Right. Okay. So you guys know what I'm talking about. So basically, your income is like a fixed rate. You don't have to stress about paying anything by the end of the year. The company does it, but you still have to file it, right? So during this time, because my earnings was not a fixed rate, so it's like sometimes on good days I earn more, bad days I don't. Like it's not a fixed.
So this is a factor that leads.
I mean, I think it's Niji. Like these people are young. How many jobs are they gonna get in the span of a couple of years?
No.
For me, this is one of the most like.
Like an international company who makes you earn more than $300 a month, where you can earn some days and not earn another day. Like, come on.
The only other, I'll give
Hold on a bit.
This is like my you know NDF defense theory here.
Okay.
If she worked in some form of sales job where she got commissions. So if she was a salesperson who was working on commissions, salespeople do have highly variable pay. That's the only other thing she was doing. Now, I don't know whether she actually did sales at any point, but that would be the only other option here that could get out of that, I think, is some sort of commission job. Because
for legal reasons, there is a way it could have been a different company.
Possible. You know, like it's my percentages are quickly rising towards 100. But yeah, no, look, especially with social media, when you get a good month, it's like a really good month, and then you have months that can be like drop in the bucket, you know. So I mean, this is very much something I can say from the creator, and I'm sure you guys can speak to this as well, right? Like some months your videos go crazy, some months it's like meh, right?
I mean, to me it's been just a constant rise. I just make every month I make more money than the previous month.
Okay, that's good for you.
I mean, I've only been here for like a year and a half, so maybe eventually I'll hit a valley.
Sure.
Okay, I'm back.
Sure. I mean, Rima, what's your experience?
I've definitely made less this month, so for me it's not
Rima,
that. Fuck you,
depressed.
parent.
Rima, no.
Fuck you, parent. I've also been on a hiatus, kind of.
Yeah, and that's in Rima. I'm more like that. I mean, look, I literally was like in Boracay in the Philippines, like on a beach, like hanging out for a week and not really streaming that much. So like, yeah, I'm gonna make less when I'm not streaming, right? That's like no shit, Sherlock. But
Yeah.
that's also part of like the things you accept to not go crazy as a streamer when you've been doing this more than 3 years.
Okay.
You know, you're like, all right, I'm gonna take a break at some point. You know,
there was the month where I took a break for like 2 weeks and I only uploaded once and streamed once. That month I did make less money. Yeah, that is true.
The thing is, when you're freelance, your paychecks directly correlate with how much you work. So it's like,
which I prefer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, but I'm just saying that if something happens to you or health-wise or something, then suddenly all that stops. So that's kind of like the downside to not being employed in an office. You don't have those kind of insurance.
I mean, yeah, all I got to worry about is like, okay, am I gonna stream on this tax thing now, or am I gonna watch another couple episodes of
Fallout,
Shangri-La Frontier? No, Fallout. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait, Fallout was great. What do you mean?
Oh,
is it great?
It's a good show.
We'll have a debate about that on another stream. All right, so that's it. Let's see. Oh, here, real quick one. Hypnotic Rapture says, if there's a meetup, I want to treat Parrot to Crystal and a dominatrix. Eyes wide shut and say,
what the fuck? No! The fuck? I'm not the bottom. That's no Sagi. Okay? I'm not a bottom.
God.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I got you, Barrett. I got you, Barrett. I got you. So we all know Nusagi's the bottom, okay? Let's continue.
Like straight. They did offer to just take a certain percentage, right? They say they'll take a certain percentage to pay for the taxes. And that was a big saver for me because for so long, I've only ever needed to like copy paste my income and then my expenses and stuff like that. And it's like easy, you know? Yeah. Back to the story a little. With the taxes thing, right? I was very, very grateful that they offered to basically pay the taxes for me. Like that was still an option because that way I don't have to worry too much on, like all the, like I would rather overpay tax than underpay tax. That's the kind of person I am. I would
famous last words because what she likely did seriously because that's probably what she did here.
Literally, yes.
In fact, actually, literally based on the facts, it seems like she did.
Yeah,
because as we're going to show you guys here, under what is this double tax treaty? So countries bilaterally between one country and another have these different tax treaties. And under the tax treaty between Japan and
this might be a bit risky,
right? They are supposed to deduct
the more I touch the browser window for some reason, the more easily like the entire OBS is just going to crash. I have no idea how and why it happened.
Or if in Indonesia you're paying income tax.
But yeah, generally that kind of things happen. That I have no idea why.
Right?
But either way, anyone who just dropped by and hello there and welcome.
So
Vacuo stream.
What
My name is
likely
Vacuo and I am your host and your voice
and she
is
should
entertain you and may or may
deduct
not
that from Indonesia.
have no idea what I'm talking
But because
about.
of bad communication,
Ta-da.
likely lack of paperwork, likely.
But yeah, so if anyone
$7
want to like try out the new
translation,
features I put it
right?
into my stream, you
They
can
didn't
try
understand that. In Japan,
to
income tax
in
Japan, so that's good, right? Well, did you give her the proper
like
paperwork, or
you can try to like
communicate this in any
type
way so she could
hi
forward this
in my
over to
stream,
Indonesia and have them
and
deduct
you
it?
get like some
So
very
I have a question. Even
very
though you're under a
interesting
very
part.
restrictive
You know?
NDA where
You know?
you're not allowed
You
to
know?
discuss
You know?
the details
Wanna try?
of your
Wanna try?
contract, are you allowed to discuss
hi?
them with
Wanna try?
your
Yes.
You say
legal
hi, you
accountant
try,
or
you know,
accountant?
you can see it.
Yes, NDA. Well, accountant is a gray area, but with an
But only
attorney,
live.
you can always discuss these things. With an accountant, you can
Also one thing
99%
is
discuss them. There are
Okay.
certain
Rabbit.
things that you shouldn't discuss with an accountant because they don't.
What I want to
attorneys
do
have
again.
real
Oh, yes.
attorney-client
one.
privilege. The accountants don't really have the same privileges. So, like, for example, if you've done something potentially criminal, don't talk about it with your accountant. Right?
Yeah.
Right now, like if you've done something potential criminal, talk to an attorney first and then talk to your accountant, right? Like in that order, right? If you're talking about, okay, I may have committed a crime. Is this a crime? I would go to an attorney first before an accountant. But other than that, if it's about like financial figures and stuff like that, yeah, you should be able to discuss that with your accountant, right? That's possible. By the way, Jesus, I just want to say thank you so much. You guys are super giga based today. Shuri Novalite Novella with Shuri Novella Novalite.
Shuri, my beloved.
50, and then Fuamoko, top doggy, holy defender with 50. Narissa Ravencroft, songstress Jailbird on top, 50. And Kosaki Bibu, sparkling platinum gem.
What the hell?
Fucking hollow.
How are they all here?
Another 50. I mean, I got nothing to say.
Hello, beso de pato, man.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys are fucking awesome.
Okay, I have a sound for this. Bye, 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 bye. There we go.
It's Parrot, I'm blaming you for these memberships. It's all your fault.
Blaming me? You thank me.
It's all your fault, you bastard. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Seriously, thank you so much. I do membership streams at least once a month. I'll probably have to do one twice a month because there's so many new members now.
Please do know
please, I
people
love you.
here and
Say thank you
here.
to everybody. Thank you
I
to
should
all
just
those guys
focus
who
on my drawing.
donated so generously. Thank you.
But
And then
before
Iron Fury
that,
dropping.
I am
500
chronically
Danish
in
krona,
pain
or
and
krona, right? I think it's krona.
doing
to
this.
go on the joy of living
Scrolling
in a free healthcare.
Twitter
Also,
while
where
I'm
the tax
drawing
tell
because
you
I'm
if you
doing
own and if they owe you
a
money,
promotions
them
to
and pay back to
people
you. By the
that
way,
I'm
being my best boy girl.
streaming because
you.
nobody here.
Good stuff. Yeah,
So I
different
need to
countries
take
do it differently.
action.
Look, and I
That
America
action
certainly not. We
is
have one of the most
now.
complicated tax regimes in the world. We also tax people on their global income, which only two countries do: us and Eritrea.
What the hell?
No,
is
that's
it? What's
fucked
the
up.
global
Hold on
income?
a bit.
So
Yes.
regardless of where you earn your money, you have to pay to the US. So if you're in Korea, you pay Korea taxes.
Parrot,
But
are you-
because
are
you are
you
a
like-
US
are you
citizen, you also
part-timing as
pay
an
US
accountant?
taxes.
Parrot, like what? Are you part-timing as an accountant, bro? Like that's you
No,
know
I
your
just
shit.
I don't know. I'm just weird. I know random facts. That's it.
Yeah. No. I mean, like, everybody
So,
usually
like,
it's like
here you
Parrot's
guys
got the
can
goblin
see,
energy, but like your
I'm actually having
So
them
is
like
that why Marika Liopi had to pay to Japan
so
and
if it's
America?
like
Yes.
very loud
Yes.
or like you can't hear me.
That's fucked up.
You know, I'm
Yeah,
just
America
putting them
sucks.
there because it's a very interesting story. People should listen to it too.
So when I tell people, they're like, Andrew, why like what's
And sometimes some people, again, drop by, want to say hi, remember to say hi, because I want to try out something.
Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you, Einander. Whether you're gifted 1 or 50, I still appreciate you. Let's see here. I'll get two more of these. We're gonna keep going. Fuamoko, top doggy, holy defender says, time for us to bow and then Niji Sanji out of here. If they target Mika of all people, no way bow. I bet you they are based in my country. Their contract will get thrown out and feel the whack. In Singapore, yeah, I think that the Singaporean justice system would definitely toss it. Also, speaking of toss, I missed 50 legal mindset memberships from Tankrat that just kind of slipped in there at some point, and I just forgot to hit Tankrat. So thank you so much. Appreciate you for that 50, and then Bob for another 5. Thank you guys for. I think we've just set a record. This is like up there with like Goalkeeper levels, right? So like we're back.
Amazing. We should do this more often. Give me my share, you little shit. No, I'm kidding. Okay, no, I have to bounce now. So my last thoughts on this. All the Niji drivers have to be lawyers up. I'm looking at every single tax filing they've done in the past. Because after looking at this, like, I could imagine them being panicked right now. Okay, have I paid taxes? Am I going to jail? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, after that, I paid my taxes immediately.
If you work with Niji, just double check, triple check everything at this point. All right, I have to go. It was fucking funny to be here. So yeah, see you guys next
Adios, amigo.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
See you, bro. Kosuke, Bibu, Sparkling Platinum Gen of Live says, I agree with Narissa. That is our law in Singapore, and we are proud of it. Also, on the latest video, Rainbow Retires channel, it is appropriate for this stream reaction. I'm sure I will look that up. Rainbow Retire.
It's a clips channel.
I will look that up. Yes, I'll check it out. Thank you so much. And let's see. I think there's one more here. Oh yeah, here you go. For context, as a Singaporean, the law in Malaysia and Indonesia, each male can get up to 50 strokes of the rattan, which is the cane. Singaporean and Indonesian can get up to 24 strokes of the cane. Some Americans deserve that, by the way. No, I was saying that earlier today, that some Americans could use a little caning. I'm not gonna lie. I'm straight up. They need some cane in their life, like some bare ass caning. Could go a long way. Shuri Novelette Night also said, I have an appropriate clip for Reaction Rainbow Retirees channel posted 3 hours ago. The clip is called Michi and Kuro roasting about the previous job. Parrot chirp to it, Nina charge and neigh to it. Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so I'll look up that one. I think it's been like seconded and thirded, so I will get that one pulled up for later. And then Jade Stern says, in the U.S. you only pay the higher tax rate on the amount you earn, and that is the higher bracket. It's not possible to wind up earning less money if the raise pushes you into a higher tax bracket. Let's see. Maybe I'm trying to get where you're getting here. I mean, I've had situations where I was making less, at least in the short term, right? At least in the short term. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe like, I guess your point is like you're going to get that maybe refunded to you. But in the short term, I've had periods of time where a raise has caused me to more money to be withheld. So at least temporarily, until I get that refund, I have made less. How about that? Fallen Hero. 4567. Gifted one legal master. Thank you so much. We're not at
I'm really
we're
trying to
close,
find someone to at least say
really
hi.
Close. We're really close. But speaking of close, we've got somebody on this stream who's been really cool to join us today, and she is really close to 52K. So I'm just saying, you guys want to go over and not subscribe to Rima? Please subscribe to Rima. Get her 52K. Let's get her 52K. Come on, least you can do, guys. Least you can do is get her to 52K. 500 of you. There's 2,000 of you here. 500 subscribe.
Yeah, I'm basically just proccing people to say hi to me.
So
I need just one hi. Just one.
New member. Thank you so much. And then Coyote
I don't request much.
50 legal mindset memberships. We now are like, I think we're 60 away from the beating the record during the Toki Bird streams.
Damn. We can get that.
That's freaking nuts. Thank you so much, guys. Absolutely insane. Thank you for that. And I really appreciate that you guys are enjoying this coverage and enjoying, getting an education, but also having fun at the same time, which is what my channel is always about.
I'd rather give the government more money because, first of all, paying taxes is a good thing. I know people are like, taxes, but that's how your country works, and you want to support it, and I want to support it. So I would much rather.
And just from a prudence standpoint, it is smarter to overpay than underpay. There's far worse consequences for underpaying than overpaying. So typically, if it's like a slight overpay, that's better than a slight underpay.
So we had a whole system.
Speaking of overpaying, Dr. Kennedy with the 10, Crimson Flat with the 5, and JP Ravenfire with the 10 legal mindset memberships, bringing it. I think for counting here, we're like another 10 or so short from the record. So yeah, I think 11 short of the record. So yes, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the support of the channel. You guys are fucking based, Chads. Thank you.
Set up, and basically for like 2 years, I never spent any money out of my own wallet to pay the tax. I did I did file them, but I never really spent money because every month they took 10% anyways for my taxes. right? And like that's what we discussed. And it was written even that it's like, oh yeah, they took money for taxes. It's not like, oh, it's just a verbal thing.
She says it was written.
Well, so let's rewind real quick.
But we don't see the wording, so
right?
What was written? Yeah.
And like that's what we discussed. And it was written.
That's what we discussed, and it was written. So saying that something was discussed and written, I want to see what was written. Because if they wrote, we will withhold taxes, and they did it in Japan, technically they did comply with that. And that may not be ethical, that may not be right, but it probably is legal because of the double tax treaty that actually makes that legal. So if they withheld it, because she said, oh, can you please withhold taxes for me? They're like, hey, and they do it. Well, then they technically did it because technically she should be able to take that over in Japan. They just probably did not communicate back with her, did not give her the paperwork, did not talk with her. They just did it, right? They just did it in the Japanese system, right? Real quick here, I think we just beat the record with Rhythms with 10, Gin Blades with 5, and Geo Rockman with 1. Thank you so much, guys, for pushing it right over the top. You guys are absolutely 100%.
Monkey.
I mean, that wasn't what I meant. That wasn't what I meant at all. No. That wasn't. Seriously, guys, thank you for helping me beat the membership record. So,
Advent coming in clutch.
Anytime you guys come
Congrats.
in, it's just great. Thank you so much. Also, Fumoko, top doggy holy defender for Honored Singapore, says we are Advent. Let me say, doggies of Advent, Shiori, Novalite, Shireen, Kasakai Bijou, the Bone Bijou. I am Kosakai Bijou of Advent, Narissa Ravencroft. Hiya, darlings. Finally, I am not a Chihuahua. I am Fuwawa. I am not Fuwawa. I am Mokoko. Together, we are Fuwamoko. Bow bow.
Is this a coordinated thing? Are they all friends or something?
I love it. I love this so much. It's so great. It doesn't matter. I could care less. But I love it. It's making me crack up laughing. Mechanic is Golden Giver, 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much.
Me timber.
Right over the top.
There's
So
no
now
people
we're
here.
officially at 501.
You guys need to do more stuff.
So thank you guys. That is a record. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I think they're a secret organization.
Jada's turn also said if the brackets are 5% up to 50K, then 10% up to 100K, and you make 70K, you only pay the 10% on the 20K, and the 50K you don't pay the 10%. Okay, I can understand that. Jada's turn. I got you on that. Yeah. Let me see. Nomura says Rima caught in 4K, admitting she's a
No.
Haas and not a Kitsune. A Haas?
I didn't say that. I never admitted to it.
Gordo says peeked at X and saw that Sheena from Phase Connect got their model made by the same girl who did Bakura's model. She also replied to one of the comments with a fucking monkey. Well, I mean, it's always time for
Fucking monkey.
Always appropriate. Always
I like
appropriate.
Sheena.
Yeah. Girox says Legal Apes is one. Legal Apes strong. Thank you so much. Narissa says, oh, and one more thing. We have a 6th spot of Advent. Rima, are you interested? Because we can use a strong and smart girl like you in the crime gang. And
hell
right.
yeah.
We are Advent fans. Unite.
Yeah, how could I say no to joining a band coming in? Count me in.
Silbury said, will the real Advent please stand up? Awesome. All right, let's continue.
Even that it's like, oh yeah, they took money for taxes. It's not like, oh, it's just a verbal thing. You don't know if they did. They did. There's written proof that they did. So I never really spent any money out of my own wallet because it's already deducted, right? And then TLDR, 2 years later, I got sent
okay, so here's the other fact. 2 years later, she got sent a letter. So that lines up with her time in Niji Sanji. Because she started, from what I believe, in July of 2021. And then I believe she graduated around, what, December 2023? Is that about right, Rima? Do you remember her graduation date? I think it's around December.
No. They have way too many livers. I can't remember all of their graduation dates. They graduated too much. Yeah, there were too many graduates.
Too many people. But yeah, it was about 2 years. So that would, somebody said December graduated. So okay, confirming here. So yeah, that lines up. That math, the timestamps there kind of line up. So that's pushing it once again higher in the probability.
From my local government that I have actually been avoiding taxes. And they were like, onto my ass. They were like, hey, by the way, you haven't paid your taxes in 2 years. And according to your report, you have earned a significant amount compared to your last paid taxes. And you are late by like 2 years. So we will have to add interest fees.
The interest sucks.
So this is why, yeah. So when they said it's a significant amount more, probably not a generic job, right? Probably looking more like Niji Sanji, right? Because if you're making 50% of revenue and you're bringing home, like, let's say she's bringing home, I'm just going to say a number, right? I don't know whether this is true or not. I don't know how much she was making, but let's say she's making 10,000 USD. And so 50% of that goes to Kurosanji, 50% of that goes to her, right? So let's say her take home is 5,000 a month, right? So, which, you know, it's probably a lot, but I'm just saying a number, right? And that can include merch. That can include the 2% she makes on merch, and you know everything else and whatever, right? All in, she's making about five grand taking home a month. Well, compared to $600, yeah, that's super significant. And by the way, that's going to be noticed, right? Because like you're way above the average wage, which is
Got out of bed and I check a little bit of stuff that I had.
So yeah, I mean that would definitely trigger things there. And by the way, I haven't missed any super chats. I'm just reading them because there's a lot at this point. So I read in a very specific order. So I'm gonna get back to them if I miss this. So I'm not. If I pass over it, we're gonna get to it eventually. Don't you worry. But here you go, real quick. I'm gonna read this one for you. Boo Sparkling Platinum Gem of Hollow IVN says, I have a suggestion then. This is you, Rima, Ian, the evil horse girl, but I shall call you George Girl. Rima, break and plopping out of jail and charge towards evil with Advent.
All right, I'm down.
I love it. Cody says, I'm just wondering when this crap eventually falls into U.S. tax code because DG will then discover the eldritch horror that is the IRS. I only wish I'd be a fly in the wall for that. This is why, Coyote, I say regulation or like oversight is going to be the key here, where, you know, at some point when this is a labor dispute, you know, they're going to be like, wait a second, you need to be paying us taxes. This is an employee. You're skirting what you pay in employment taxes. Like, eventually, this is going to become an issue where like the ambassadors are talking to each other about this. Like, all right, we got these waifus.
Yeah, I was like doing something else. Again, like hello everyone. My name is Kiray Vacuo, and I am your host and your voice. Finally, I can officially start my drawing stream. I've been sort of like fiddling a lot of stuff here and there. So yeah, I have some new stuff happening around my stream. So if anyone want to try, they can try to type hi in my stream. And then I'll do something special from that. Or just give like a very small introductions. Just not any risque one. So I can't. So I can actually show it on the stream.
That is huge.
Yeah, I found a
So
method
what
to sort of like
happened
poll,
there is
like
maybe
without
in
using
this
like
country reported it in Japan. You have to turn
the
over
special thingy.
those documents. So what they needed was somebody in Japan to go into the Japanese system and get those files because Vishojo could,
You know,
has
like
the
a special
resources
thingy.
to go do that. An individual, especially somebody who's not in Japan, is not going to navigate the Japanese income tax system. That's not something that like just
So
somebody
the
off
moment
the
people
street
can
can
chat a
do.
little bit, you know,
And,
that's
and once
something
again,
like
a lot of these
I
stuff
can
is
highlight. I
not
can actually highlight
even
those
if they
chat without
are,
using
they're going to be
StreamYard,
they're going to be in
which
Japanese.
is like
So
StreamYard
yeah,
these days. They made it so that
in
you actually have to pay
Japanese
lots of
tax
money to
terms.
actually make it
Yeah,
like
Vishojo has a
functionable.
department in Japan.
Like the free version used to be
They probably
fine,
have resources
but they
there, we don't
starting to
know.
move more free version stuff into the
Exactly.
paid versions.
As
So
we
now
know,
like
Paula,
I heard about like if you don't really pay the StreamYard, you don't really get like
Hello.
a decent
¿Ves
feature
tu
from it.
tepato, man?
I mean, you know that we're based over here. And Gemma says just saying hi. Hi, how's it going? Good to see you. All right, let's continue.
And that's when I start shitting myself a little bit because I was like, what do you mean I haven't paid? I have paid. And what? And in the paper it said if you do not sort your shit in a week, we will have to bring you to court. And as you
Oh
can tell,
God.
I am insanely paranoid. Like I am very, very paranoid about going to jail. I'm very paranoid of money. So now the fact that it's money and jail, I shat myself. Like I had.
And 1 week is like no wait. So what that had to be is they had to have seen that the bank had to have turned over information. There's no other way.
But
And
how
so
could
they
they
said
just send her one warning and be like, we need it in a week? Shouldn't you get multiple warnings? I don't know.
so this
That's
is
crazy.
you don't live in Southeast Asia.
Yeah,
And
I think that's what it is. I'm like, maybe in
I'm
Canada
gonna
they're
say
too
something.
nice.
I'm gonna say something, and so I don't piss off any one country. I'm just gonna say Southeast Asia, and everybody can read into this the way they want to read into this. But I have taught.
Okay.
As you know, I do consulting for people to come over here. And one thing that I do say is, if you are having a business in Southeast Asia, right? Um, it is a very common occurrence to be shook down by the tax man,
Oh.
and it is something that you kind of have to deal with if you're running a business, particularly if you're running it in the same country where you're living. So if you're living in that country and you're running a business in that country, the shakedowns do happen, and they happen often with threats like that. We're like, hey, we think that you're underpaying us, and you've got 1 week or 2 weeks or a month to pay this money, or you're gonna get a from the police because you're gonna be arrested or taken to jail. Right? This does happen. And it
You know
really
what?
happened during
I will
COVID.
pause this for a while. Let them hide in the corner first. And while that, I'm waiting for people to come in and say hi to me so I can sort of like try stuff out. You know? You know? You know I know. Let me move it to here, move it to here, move it to here. And then yes. So far I don't see a single hi yet. I need a hi. I need a greetings. I need a hello. Hello there. Is there anyone wanna greet me? Because I got something to show you guys. Something to show. Something to show. I have something to show to you guys. Oh, there's something I would like to tell you. And the thing that I'm trying to show is going to revolutionize your stream. Because there's so many things that cluttering. You can't actually really highlight those things. Hey! Ta-da! Hi there! Now you can see like what I'm trying to do. I hope it's not like delay or anything. But yeah, like the moment I see this, I can just click. Like if anyone like said something that I want them to highlight, I can actually boop boop. I can press any word I want, even like the like people do super chat, I can do super chat that too. So sometimes when you sort of like do some talking, like somebody said something, then I can sort of like show it like this. Yeah. Bye bye. If you want to know how to do this, well, later I send you the video how to make this thing happens. It's actually quite good for YouTube streamer. Holy shit, I suddenly get so much message. I tried to wait for so many message, and then suddenly I get quite a lot even on my phone too. Yeah. Savania. I can highlight people chat. Somewhat sad. Oh yeah, by the way, I think I should pin this. Like what I'm watching right now. Hold on a bit. I need to pin this thing. I don't know how to do in here. It doesn't work in here. Let's see, it works in here. No, it don't. I can't pin message. Okay, I found like maybe. Maybe not all good. Alright, good. I'm trying to do the pinning, but too bad, like I can't pin a message because of this thing. It messed up the chat. And oh, yeah, we can try this. We can't. Can we? Can't we? Can. No. No. Okay. We can't pin message. Too bad. Can you guys not try to have family meeting now? Dun 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 Oops. Ooh, suddenly I felt like the silence of the stream is like so much.
Because nobody was making money. So when
Yeah, having this
certain
thing running is
companies are
better
seen
than
making
nothing.
money, you know, the tax man rolls around and says, "Oh, well, you know, I think you're underpaying," right? And what that
Taxman's
is
aware.
tax. And now sometimes you get away with that by bribing the person individually. Sometimes you just have to pay it, right? It can be one thing or another, but this does indeed happen. And I'm just being very real. You know, once again, I live here, I love it, you know, but these things do happen. These things do happen. And yeah, see, Potato Man says, can confirm as an Indonesian here, like they're just they find out and they're like, you gotta pay up. And once again, this is the communication between the government and the banks, right? Because that money's going to the bank, and the bank people are telling the government, and they're coming.
I need to take a look at the reference again. She actually posted a few interesting reference.
And then Narissa Ravencroft, songstress Jailbird on top, says Niji Sanji is evil, not only doing all this crap and then expecting the towns to pay for their own
Because I need to
taxes.
know like her gags, her federation logo.
For the talent, holy horse hell, and above that, they're paying $7.40 to children to do their quality control. I mean, can it get worse?
Actually, you know, this time
I don't know.
I usually don't do this, but this time I think I should. I love it.
Yes,
Open a new page.
I agree.
Yes.
Let's continue.
Such a mental mind break.
Copy.
Dude. I freaked out so hard, but at that time I was like, oh, it's probably a misunderstanding, right?
Paste.
Maybe it's a misunderstanding. So I contacted
Paste.
like one of my friends.
Oh, copy image link.
So I asked them for
Copy
advice.
image.
I was like,
Paste.
hey, what should I do?
Best
Then
idea ever. Talk to an expert. Talk to somebody who knows. Now, apparently, this lawyer is not a specialist, but at least that person will know somebody, right? Like, for example, I'm not a tax specialist, but I do know people, or at least can point you to someone who can point you to someone, right? Like, that is a good move there.
Sure, it's a misunderstanding. I know I've paid my taxes. I have proof that I got like money deducted every month, specifically under the category of tax. So I know.
yes, apply the transformations. Then use the magic to
I was so fucking scared, dude.
technically it's this, but I kind of need to find a way to grab the entire thing or like to graft the entire thing. So if I really do that, I need the lasso too.
So I did, you know, like my friend's dad helped me like write stuff
so
up
what
and
up?
basically like to tell the government, like my local government, to be like, hey, misunderstanding happened. Like, what can I do to resolve this misunderstanding? So I sent it to them, and then they came back to me 3 days later, basically being like, okay,
I need to remove as much other stuff as possible, so it's easy for me to like do some cleanup afterward.
And it's not just like, oh, I said I did. Like, there is a code when you transfer money. So they're like, okay, send us like all the transfer like proof, like the code of proof that you actually did transfer the money. So I was like, okay, I can just ask my employer, right? So I asked them.
But that code, so okay, so the Indonesian government is asking for the code that the money
Control
was
V.
transferred to the Indonesian government.
Control
The
T.
problem is that the money was never transferred to the Indonesian government. It was probably transferred to the Japanese government. So there's no Indonesian code that doesn't exist. There's a Japanese code which the Indonesian government doesn't have access to or isn't able to look at, right? So she would need some sort of paperwork from Japan, some sort of tax form from Japan to show she paid those equivalent taxes to Japan, and then under their treaty they would have to acknowledge that, right? So like this is a once again, and then imagine asking imagine her asking Niji Sanji for the Indonesian tax code, right? For like, oh, what's your Indonesian transaction ID?
Oh,
well, we don't
this.
do that, right? So, and imagine, remember, these guys are, not paying a lot for translators. So imagine, what's getting lost in translation here.
I was like, hey, I need all of this. Like, it's a whole list. It's a lot. It's a lot because it's been 2 years, like 2 years backlog. I was like, okay, I need this.
Let's try the circle first.
Here is the like. I even included all the files attached. I was like, here's all the files I'm referring to. This is like I think there was like genuinely like 20.
Yeah, not try
files
this
that
up.
I had to
Let's
make,
just do
like by
this.
myself,
It's enough.
and I sent it to them, and I was like, hey, this is the
Later
thing,
on,
like,
I'll try
I
to.
just, you know, I just need like the funny little numbers, right? And all my problems
Let's
will
remove
go away.
this part. Let them be clean.
And that's when I found out. I did not know this. I was not.
Yeah,
aware
this
of
is pretty good.
To be fair, no one really made me aware of this either. But I don't know if I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not pointing fingers. If anything, I did blame myself for not researching. But apparently, those are not my taxes. Those are their taxes. Until today, I still don't get it fully. So I'm not.
So this is exactly what she needs to be clear. So I'm pretty sure exactly what the accountant said. Responding, the international tax accountant said, responding to Parrot's tweet. And what I was going to say here is, I'm very sure when she says their taxes, she means Japanese taxes, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that they mean Japanese taxes. I mean, they paid for a employee as if it was a Japanese employee, not an Indonesian employee, right? I'm pretty sure that's what went on there, right? I'm pretty sure there's some lost in translation there. Because if she says she doesn't understand, it sounds like there's a lost in translation issue there. It sounds like they're just like not understanding each other, and they don't get how Indonesia, what they're requiring, and they don't, and she doesn't understand Japan fully, and they're probably not being communicative, not being helpful, not providing the right paperwork, not giving her what she needs. So that's probably what's going on there.
I'm not gonna go deep into
By the
it.
way,
I didn't get it. Like,
by the way, yes, I do believe this is on. I mean, at this point, yes, it's on Niji, right? Because like you're communicating, give me proof I need to correct this employment situation, and you're not giving that to me.
I was a bit confused.
And by the way, if Niji Sanji had an office in Indonesia, an actual office, they would be required to report to Indonesia directly. This is why when I kept saying I want branch offices in the US, in these major countries where they're doing business, like major corporations have. If you go to like Amazon or Google or whatever else, they've got buildings and branch offices in most major countries. And that allows them to do stuff like directly interfacing with that system. So they don't have to say, oh yeah, no, let's provide this paperwork and you figure it out. No, they can actually do it for you in that country, right? That make it a lot easier to interface, especially if you know you have a lot of people in Indonesia. Well, yeah, you should, have an office there. If there are a lot of people in the United States, you should have an office there, right? Make that easier on those livers. And it's not a lot. You don't have to have a lot of overhead. It can just be the real small thing. It could even be something where you're sharing a space, or where it's pretty much like a representative there that's taking care of that. But still make sure that these people are taken care of, right?
Yeah.
That's your prime resource, is your livers, and you're literally neglecting. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I feel bad for her. She seems like a really responsible girl. Even then, she says, I kind of blame myself for not researching that. And I'd be pissed off. I think I did sign a contract once where for a sponsor, and they had all those deadlines, and then I don't know. I thought they were just there as guidelines, and one of the deadlines, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna make it, and then my agent, what brokered this, was like, wait, but there's a penalty if you don't make it. And I was like, how was I not aware of that? You have to tell me these things. If I'm not part of the exchange, you gotta communicate that. So
Right.
I would definitely blame Niji there for
For
not
sure.
speaking up or making it clear at least.
For sure. The Gimster for 5 Canadian says, to the tax. So the tax people in a bunch of countries are basically known as the Baba Yaga of each of the respective countries. Even the crazies don't mess with them. Yes. Professional Gentleman says, another reply to Paris tweet. You mentioned the double tax treaty between Japan and Indonesia. Yes, and we've talked about that. Very, very relevant, and that's why I pulled those up. today was because they are very, very relevant. Those tax treaties are super relevant. And that's one legal aspect that you all should know about. And if you're living abroad or you're working with an international company, or all you aspiring VTubers out there, if you're signing with an agency, what you should do is look where that agency is and then Google double tax treaty or tax treaty. Just put tax treaty, put your country where you live and put their country, and then go find it. Oftentimes it's in English, right? So if you're an English speaker, you'll be able to read the whole thing because they'll have some sort of translation of it, because most treaties, international treaties, are in English. And real quick here for our Americans in the house, this is a little bit of constitutional law for our Americans who love America and the Constitution. This is one of the big reasons behind the power of treaties, is because they're included in the U.S. Constitution, particularly in Article 2, under the executive department. This is Clause 2, so obviously the president having power to make treaties. And the way this is interpreted is in Article 6, Paragraph 2, it makes treaties the supreme law of the land on the same footing with acts of Congress. So this is why treaties are so powerful and they're so important, and why you should look them up. So treaties are super important.
So is this why YouTube doesn't withhold taxes from Canada? If you're a resident in Canada, they make you sign like a form and stuff to prove that you're from Canada. They withhold less taxes, I think.
Yes, because we have different treaties with each country. So our treatment is going to vary country to country.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense now.
The more you know. It's in certain countries, it's going to be, for example, Parrot, like said, he gets 30% taken off the top, right? That varies based on country.
I was like, wait, if that's the case, then why are you taking it from my cut? So I was like, I don't know. I don't get it. I asked and they didn't really respond. So I was like, okay, whatever.
What? I feel like they should respond.
This is the problem.
She asked and they didn't respond. What do you mean? Ask again. You have to know these things.
This is the Kuro Sanji moment, right? I asked and they didn't respond, right? And it's like, yeah, no, now we're getting into, okay, you kind of do have a duty to do that. That's kind of a basic thing.
I'd be like, well, okay, put me in touch with the accounting department and I'll ask them. Like,
right. Or perhaps she asked after she graduated and they're like, we don't care about them anymore. And this is what they do. This is what companies like that do, especially if this popped up after she graduated or when she was planning to graduate. They probably were like, yeah, we don't care. So
actually have been accidentally avoiding taxes as an accident, like pure, it was a misunderstanding, I guess, from my part. And the issue is because I didn't pay for 2 years, so that's like an accumulative sum of 2 years, and I also was late by a year or 1 to 2 years. I had interest fees. The amount
Hi, Sijan.
more than what I had in my savings account.
Oh yeah, I can do this.
Normal account combined.
Hi.
Yeah. I mean,
whoa, indeed.
That's where I'm thinking, like, that's got to be Kurosanji. Like,
because it's such a large amount. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. 2 years.
Especially if this was during COVID, you know.
Welcome to the Kiray Vacuo stream, where I kind of like watching some VTubing video. Technically VTubing stuff video. And drawing the same time. Technically I don't do this normally. It's just like watching his stream, like League of Mindset stream is always like very interesting. Because like you always manage to learn something. You know? And now I'm debating that do I round it this corner or just keep it like sharp? Since like I need this vehicle to be ergonomic and everything. So maybe I have to round it up. So like when they use that handle, it doesn't look it actually is like open up in a V shape, but because like it's in this angle, it looks like kind of like blocking thing. So at least I should like do some tweaking on the image. In my brain it works that way, but now you kind of look like it kind of like not there. So yeah, I'm trying like lots of new things here. The drawing tablet is a new thing, and then like the highlighter is also a new thing. I try to type as long as possible stuff before like the stream and stuff. This one's one of them. Let's see. It can go really long, so yeah. Feel free to type what you want, I guess. Long as it's not yabai stuff, then it's fine. Unless you want to say something cursed or say something blessed. Who knows? Who knows? I'm a person who like to chat and have a conversation with people, so I'm intended to like put like a, like a space theme like behind a scene. Too bad like most of my kind of like space brush is technically become useless after this 3.0 update. I have no idea why. Like it broke all my space brush. So the space background I have personally, this one, it kind of like, it's become like the limited edition. You can't see the space like background remake or a new version of this anymore. It's because like my like my space brush is broken, so I can't actually use them anymore. They are kind of like limited edition in some sense. How is everyone day? To be honest, I've totally forgot to ask this. Like, there's so many people dropping in and out, I forgot to ask. And this is my desi ice. To keep myself a little bit awake, because I woke up quite early today. It's funny that I think YouTube, I think they are trying like really hard to detect I have copyrighted music or not. Because like this time I tried to use like an AI generated music instead of like a copyright free music, and then just put it in there. For some reason, that particular like 10-second like shorts takes like more than like, it's just like takes like 2 hours, 3 hours to actually, to actually finish the processing. It's already upload. It's just take a very long ass time to actually process the thing, which is a very weird thing happen. So I asked my friend like, do you know what possibility this thing can be done? Why is this happening? And then he told me like, it can be possible, since like I told him that is it because like I put like AI music into it. He said like, it can be possible because like the AI music technically in some sense can be like almost not in the record at all. So they keep trying to search, is there any matching record of like this music? And then somehow the current music that I'm using is so unmatched to anything. He just like open up all the library, just keep checking, matching up one by one. So it takes ages for them to do it. So apparently, if you use AI music, it would just like takes a very long time to upload the dang thing. Because I upload another thing is basically it's just a clip of a video I have. I uploaded it immediately went up almost. Technically it take like sometimes, but compared to the one that 10-second need to wait like 2 hours to actually upload, the one I add in later on is just take like like 10 minutes to finish like processing the stuff. Your English is super good. Yeah, not actually. This is funny thing is about like how I normally speak English. Like, as a Malaysian, when I speak English, it's kind of like for my friends and family. I'm just keep rolling my tongue. It's like something like that, and nobody understands a single word I say. If I, in terms of like general Malaysian, unless they kind of like they already know how to speak English properly and converse in English, they if they don't, normally they do not understand a single word I say. Until I use the same word, just different tone, they immediately understand me. It's just using Malaysian English. This is my default English. This is not like I train myself to speak like this. This is when I open my mouth, I already start speaking like this. And I have to learn how to speak in Malaysian English. Yes, I have to train myself to speak in Malaysian English. So my family and friends can at least understand me when I sometimes want to speak in English. I need to start to speak like Stephen here. Actually, I don't know why it's like. It's not actually like Stephen here. It's more like you guys call a very Asian English. Yeah, it's a very Asian English. It's I think back then, even when I know how to speak like this, Stephen he and like Uncle Roger is not a thing yet. So practically I kind of like I won't say like I invented the language. It's more like this is how Malaysian normally speak. Don't have too much of a vocabulary lah. They won't speak like that fluently, and then they'll start speaking like this one, just enough to like communicate lah. But yeah, I have to like switch gear. It's all like in my uni time, it kind of like scared my friend like how fast I can switch my English gear. It's basically it's like I talk to this person, he understand me when I speak in this tone. It's fine, and then I'll talk to person A like this, and then I start to talk to person B. He cannot understand me, I guarantee one. So I will start to speak like this, and then he immediately like surprised. Wow, you can change it very very fast. Yeah, sometimes like I don't know how to say, like it takes time. It takes time to actually perfect like switching this like English gear. It's not insulting. It's just like, I'm just trying to adapt to the environment I'm in. You know what? I noticed my concurrent viewer is actually increasing. Hi there. Funny thing, why is it when I start speaking like Malaysian English, my concurrent viewer increased? Like what? The algorithm know I'm a Malaysian, so I need to speak like this to actually gain audience. Then what the heck, man? Like the Asianness of this English is actually you have to sprinkle some Asianness into it, because I'm Malaysian, I guess. Not really sure. Oh yeah, I need to round this thing. Rounded it. Rounded it. Yeah, this is a very odd way to draw. Lots of people always ask me how I figured this way to draw. I have no idea how to. It just felt like it. It's not like, because I'm actually bad at drawing like line art, so I kind of like cheat my way from just like have this like very heavy ink style, but I don't know how to like ink it in like the conventional way. So I just found this like lasso fill tool, and then I found out I can just do something like this. Might blind you. Oh, it didn't blind you. Now it blinds you. So I found out a way to do it. It's like I can do like a face. And then I can carve things this way. So you can kind of like see I already got a facial shape here, so it's kind of looking like a Japanese. Well, technically, it's not like always, but in when again, like back then in my uni days, I know how to speak Chinese, and I know how to speak Cantonese, I know how to speak Hakka, I know how to speak Malay, I know how to like basically general like Malaysian Chinese stuff. But yeah, but in my uni time, I almost exclusively just speak English, because like there's so many people, so many different language. So it's probably like just use like the universal language is much more easier, you know? So people do misunderstand that I might be Japanese. That's a few times. I think it's also because like my skin is much more fairer than most like Malaysian. Yeah, I think that is like one of the point too, because I kind of like my skin is again like pretty fair. Like sometimes even otaku that never goes out, they will still have like a much more different, you know, like Asianish skin tone. And then for some reason my skin tone is like very white. And then if I get any like scar, it become like very deep dark. Like you can kind of like see like some of my scar here. This is a cooking scar. But yeah, like if I have scar, it like very visible because like how pale my arm is. And this is the part that I get shine by the sun. And then if I lift up the other area that usually you know, the clothes is covering it, it will be like pure blinding white light. what my friend said, like when we like go to like swimming party or something like that. And clean this thing up a little bit more. Make the shape much more defined. Yeah, basically I'm just carving up a silhouette at this point. I'm just using, I have this thing. It's the logo of the character I'm drawing. Technically, she's a VTuber. I'm doing like a session called Art to Meet You. So Art to Meet You is basically is a program I run that is basically, you know, being a VTuber, you need to do quite a lot of like you know, networking and stuff. But I usually just retain myself like within my house, just doing drawing. So I don't go out a lot. And don't be active a lot. So this is like, I found out like, maybe I can just use my drawing to like communicate with people. And then like this Art to Meet You stuff happens. So I'll just first find some acquaintance, also is Malaysians, and then draw them once, and then let them know that, you know what, I'm doing this. You can sort of like call out anyone that you know or your friends that want to get draw or want some free drawing, and then just nominate their name, and then I'll be there. I'll be start drawing them, and then this later on become like a thing for me. Almost like every month I draw like one VTuber. It's a good way to promote like my art commissions too. But I don't really like do art commission that much. I'm still a content creator and a streamer first. But I did move to YouTube from Twitch. So I kind of lost the ability to gain income from streaming, because YouTube have a slightly higher, what do you guys want to call it, requirement to actually get affiliated. So yeah, it's going to take a while. I should take more. I should take more like art commission. I just got one not long ago. It's a friend. She want me to draw a sort of like a anniversary yearbook. So since I haven't drawn detail yet, I can kind of show it. So she need a little bit of Easter egg and the friends that she collab with, this and that, yada yada stuff. You know, it's like a memory books and everything. I have like lots of things already set up and everything. And then the general guideline should look like this. The Easter egg that she wants. Like there's a big pictures for a group pictures. Like this is like individual hangout pictures. This is like multi-shot like strip pictures. I know this kind of like how like photo works, because I kind of like work as a photographer before, so I know a little bit of how to make a photo book. Technically, it's my job in the first place back then. It's pretty fun to make this thing, because I haven't flexed my sort of like photography like skill a long time. At least this is like some low-key flexing. Like, really? Like, seriously, when I actually speak in Malaysian English, I can see the view count keep climbing up for some reasons. And then when I stop using Malaysian English, just speak like this, the view count stopped. Okay, I guess like the YouTube algorithm does like my Malaysian sound. Okay. Of course. Why? Why not, I guess. So I gave her a space bike. Yeah. Space bike here. What I need to do, just some form cleaning. Alright. Yeah, this is how you do a straight line. Too much. Too much. Yeah. Like, if anyone want to like sort of like learn how to do this, you can just ask me straight out. I can teach you on the spot, because like I really want people to know how to do this, because so far I'm the only one who knows how to do this or willing to like actively use this skill. And I try to teach my friends, they are also artists, how to do this. But they all can't do it properly. And then the one that actually can do it properly, he just does it once and then tell me like, never ask me to do this again. I don't know if it's really that hard or not. It's actually quite easy. It's like, how you say? I think that I just like full on t-shirt artists, because when it comes to this, it's more like you need to have a little bit like a carving sense, or you can say it like it's like it's hard, it's difficult to express it. It's like hand touch to it. Yes, hand touch to it. It's like having like a 3D map, and then you slowly like carve the things out. But you also need to know when to give up on things that doesn't work. So yeah, you can do something similar like this. I don't know why oh, no, I know why. It's like I found out like my mouse keep drifting, and then I found out the table I was in, because this is actually a mobile table for my attached to my chair. So the table is kind of like already a bit sanging, so it's going to tilt a little bit every single time I kind of like use my mouse. You know what? Clean this part up. Yeah, just do this. I don't need to be so precise. The more precise I am, the more like not accurate of how this style works. Yeah, this thing shouldn't be here. They have like a balancer land, but if I remove that, this look more like a bike. Because this is like a space motorbike. So it need to look apart. Need more sci-fi carving to it. And since like there's already been a little bit of silence,
You're
do this.
online or something that wasn't affected by it, it would make sense.
I mean, and like I said,
Yeah, sometimes I play this video just to, you know,
very few things that were selling like hotcakes.
learn a little bit more about VTubing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm still new to this, even though I've been streaming for years.
Right? It's like the percentage chance to me. I was at like 20 to 30% earlier today. Now I'm at like 95% the other way because of some of these facts and just like really, really thinking about it. critically. Yeah, this is it's leaning heavily towards Nijisanji.
I actually did not physically have that much money. I couldn't pay, not because I didn't want to. I did not have that money anymore. Right? It's been years and there's interest fees and the interest fees is monthly. So I was like, shit, I'm fucked. Like I didn't have any cash. I literally do not have cash. So I shat myself.
Most people don't. Most people don't keep that much cash in reserve to pay this off. I mean, that's pretty normal.
A little. I have never once even made that much money, I feel like. So I told people, I was like, hey, can you help me, like, hook me up with an accountant maybe, or like an actual lawyer, like a lawyer and an accountant. I need help because I've never been in this situation before. Like I've always been so good at preventing it that now that I have to like fix it, I don't know what to do. So
yeah, if anyone like wonders what I'm watching,
and they're like, no, they're like, no, sorry.
can ask. I will spend my
Well, the government's not going to
whole
talk about that. Yeah, the government's not going to help you out.
auntie face, just like talk to you about this tidbits of things that if you are a VTuber yourself, you should know about it, or you want to become a VTuber, you should know about it, or you want to do some international work, you also should learn about it because it's about tax in international business.
Hooked me up with his firm buddies, and one of his firm buddies has an accountant. So I explained everything. Like I ran over to their place and I explained everything in details. Like here's the issue. Like
also, you can know more about it if you don't really like Nijisanji too. And for me, as I'm actually legitly just trying to learn stuff from it. Their failure is a good thing to learn about things. Like each time they did a mistake is actually quite good, valuable lessons. Just the problem is that do they learn from it? That is another questions, you know? Mistake is mistake. You can't actually like look away and then just call it a day off and say, it's just a tiny mistake, you should look away, you know, yada yada stuff. Like if you don't learn from if you look away, you can never like learn from a mistake. That is like the golden rule of learning from mistake. Not letting like history repeat is to know the history. If you actively ignore the history, yeah, what are you going to learn from? You know?
It's just like my friend's dad, a person that I used to know, dad, like that kind of person.
That's how you know. Be friendly to dads, guys.
And it was a really hard time because like it feels like all my paranoia was justified. Like I was like, I knew it. I was so paranoid. I was so careful just for me to fuck up anyways. And it's like,
and to be fair, she's taking a lot on herself. This is on them too, right? So like, but at the end of the day, who are they going to come for? Which is the lesson I wanted to speak to you guys about. Is like, yes, ultimately this can be in like a Niji PR battle or whatever company, right? It doesn't have to be Niji, any other company, right? It can be bad PR for them. It can be ethically bad for them, but the tax man is going to come for you. So it's your job at the end of every year to double check, cross your T's, dot your I's, make sure everything is squared away at the end of every single year to make sure this doesn't happen. Because when this stuff starts building over 2 years and they add penalties, like I think she's already mentioned or will mention that the penalty, it's a very significant penalty. That's a game changer in terms of your life.
I shat myself, right? It was really
okay. First thing first.
We had a meeting. Everything was good, and they're like, "Okay, let's discuss it. We'll describe our situation, and maybe we can get leniency." Thankfully, we did get some leniency, so the government did accept the fact that, like, okay, maybe this was a misunderstanding on my part. Like, I've never
this one max.
Like my record was clean,
Copy this
I
color
guess,
first.
a lot in the situation because they're like, okay, we did research on like your past and your history. You've never really had any problems
Eclipse,
with the law,
hold
and
shift,
filed your taxes properly.
drag.
So that this is a misunderstanding. However, you still do owe the money. So the most they could do is they removed all interest fees. So I didn't have to pay the overwhelming interest fee. And when I tell you the interest fee was insane, it was 150% more than what I owe them. Like if I owe them $50, I have to pay $150.
Yeah. So you guys, 150%, guys. That's a lot.
That is so much.
A lot.
$100 was like genuinely just interest. Like it was so bad because I've been, I haven't paid for like 2 years, so I guess that's why like it accumulated so much. So that was already a massive relief, but it was still a high number, right? I don't know how much percent, but it was huge. Like the moment they're like, okay, we're not gonna charge you for the interest fees because we assume that you didn't mean any like you didn't mean any harm. You have good intentions. We will remove your interest. And immediately, like the number got cut in half. Like genuinely, the number got cut in half. And
Well, yeah,
I
like
was
150% will do that to you.
so long. I think that was the first time I genuinely like realized that I was breathing. Because this is not me exaggerating, okay? Like I was all alone. No one could have helped me. I didn't know anyone that could help me. The only people that could, I didn't even know who they are. And I don't know what to do. Like, I was so freaked out. And thankfully, half of it went away because they're like, we understand. Yeah. But there's still money to pay. And thankfully, I could still pay it. But the thing is, chat, it was so much. For that time, like I think for 6 months after that happened, I was so like scared. I tried my best not to act scared or anything, but I was so scared because I did not have health insurance. I had to liquefy all my insurance, my life insurance, health insurance.
Now, this is the one that got me. So I get to liquefy the life insurance, but like health insurance is typically not liquefied. Maybe she means she stopped paying for it.
How do you liquefy a life insurance?
Well, like I said, some life insurance is like treated like a 401k ish, and like
okay.
you're like putting money into it. So like you're kind of like selling it out. It's somewhat right. So there's like an equity interest in your life insurance, but health insurance, like you definitely don't liquidate that unless it's an HSA, right? Thanks, guys. Yeah, so you guys are saying HSA, so probably some form of HSA. I guess. I don't know if, yeah, I guess Indonesia has HSAs. Okay. I mean, it's possible, right?
And she's really responsible if she also has like a life insurance, it's not her family that set it up, and she's got all these.
That's what I got choked by Mel's live for no reasons.
Yeah.
I didn't even try to talk.
That it happened to her through all of that, through all of her precautions, and it still happened to her.
Sucks. J Meister JBD says, I'm guessing, just guessing, but someone on the yacht probably wanted a little bit of entertainment, decided to play with others' taxes and just said, let them fight. Maybe. I mean, I think this could be the as one might say, the banality of evil. This could be like more of a routine fuck up rather than like a intentional thing. I mean, really, truly, you could interpret this to like both lost in translation and lack of giving a fuck, and like generally just not caring about employees and what goes on with them, especially foreign employees. That checks a lot of the boxes for this, other than like a specific malice, just like a general incompetence. And also, Victor, welcome as a member. Appreciate you coming on board to the Based Legal Mindset. Very much appreciate you. Also, Koski, Bibu, Sparkling Platinum General Paul IBN, says, don't mess with the IRS. IRS, known in Singapore, they are known to issue big penalties, and I mean big, like thousands to hundred thousands in tax penalties. Oof. That is something you don't want to mess with.
I didn't have any savings, and I literally only had like $300 left. After I liquefied everything, I only had $300 left.
That's rough.
And I was so scared.
Wait, I need a thicker line.
Right?
So let's
and
go for
health
5.
Is something that like it just gives me a lot of peace in my heart to know that like in case something bad happens and I have to go into surgery, I'm not going to go into debt, right? So I was so scared, and the fact that I had to like liquefy everything I had
so
to
I
pay
can
this,
actually.
I felt so scared for the next 6 months. I think that generally affected me so much because I was like, oh my god, I'm literally walking on the thinnest rope right now. Like one fuck up and I'm done. Like for those 6 months, every time I got sick, I literally was like, no, I can't afford to be sick.
I should use
Unironically,
bigger
I cannot afford to be sick. I don't have shit.
even bigger.
I
5 is
didn't
not
go to a
enough. I
doctor's
need
checkup for
7.
6 months.
Oh boy.
7,
Like, I
7,
I like that
7.
chat is like, donate to Mitchie for her health. It's like wow. 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 And then in the chat, I love the comments. I believe the shoujo will help keep you from getting in that kind of stress again. That's a little bit of hint there that it might have been a Kurosanji thing. Rima?
Well, I mean, the chat can say whatever they want. She can't really confirm nor deny.
Yeah, she can neither confirm nor deny, but I think what I'm saying is I think even her chat at this point knew.
Yeah.
I couldn't go into my therapy either. But thankfully, my therapist understood my situation, so they didn't charge me for the therapy bills. They only charged me for the meds.
Oh.
You know, he's so nice. Like, he knows me already, so he's like, it's fine. Like, we'll just give you a prescription until you can, as long as you're okay. You know, like, as long as you're fine. Scam train, scam train! Yippee! Look at the scam train! So, yeah, like, at that time, though, I didn't have anyone. I was so scared. I was shat myself. You're getting scammed on purpose. What's going on here? What is happening? Yo, the scam redeems! My good God! Thank you for the bits amongst the scam redeems. Worth. You know you're getting nothing for the scam redeems, right? Hype train equals scam train! Yippee! Oh yeah, scam train! We have a hype train. What of the stud? But yeah, it was an interesting learning curve. Ever since then, I am now very, very, very cautious of everything. Like,
As you should be.
that was a hard time. Like, for those 6 months, there were so many times I got so sick. Like, I think the worst time was I had a really hard time breathing. Like, I don't know why, but
This is scary.
I had a really hard time breathing, but I couldn't go to the hospital. So like, I just had to keep wheezing. Like, I just be like like that for like a couple of weeks.
God.
And then it went away, thankfully. I took like pain meds.
See, here's the thing where like someone can confirm, like if this was something that was like heard on stream, you know, like that would definitely be like we confirmed that, right? But that said, this is really it's horrible that she had to go through that.
Well, people were saying that she had tax issues. She was saying on stream that she had tax issues before she graduated too. So
really,
somebody was saying that in your comments. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Would have to confirm it.
Or like, I don't know, but it was so long. But yeah, good old times. At least you learn, you know? I feel like during that time, I matured so fast. Like, I thought I was mature back.
Crisis will do that to you. Crisis will age you up real fucking quick, right? When you need to, like, if you're, for example, having to worry about like where your next meal comes from, or you're on your last, $10, and you're like, wow, am I gonna be able to eat this week? Right? Like,
this is how I cheat the
really
logo and stuff.
Really quick.
Yeah.
You don't wanna
That
be
way
in
I
those
can have
positions
like
again. You
easy
don't wanna
time to
ever
make
put
them.
yourself in those positions.
Back then, but because of all that issue,
Should deal with the big
I
one
matured,
first.
so fast, like instantly matured.
So just use white colors. The big one is bigger than. It's bigger than 8, so just go for 10.
I felt kind of bad a little bit because
So just
before I
going
went
to
the
click the
shoujo,
tip.
I had to ask them like in details, like, okay,
At least another
what
tip.
do you cover?
See, why is
If
she
it's white
asking
colors.
the shoujo? Why is she so careful? That leads me to believe it was, number one, a job that was immediately preceding that, the shoujo, and number two,
let's go for this.
that it was in a similar situation where it's international, right? So, yeah, that leads me to believe that's linked there.
What do you not cover? Just so then there's no
It's going to be off a little bit degree, but it's fine.
For the sub, welcome to the scammership. Welcome, yippee! But I'm just glad I made it out alive, chat. Thankfully, though, good news. Now I do have my health insurance back. I have a lot of stuff, not as much as I used to, but something's better than nothing, and I'm not as afraid anymore. To be fair, so I do have life insurance. Bad news.
All I need to do is just this.
Health insurance, but I do have a life insurance, so that's Pretty good. That's really good.
I
Same,
would
same, same,
slowly
same.
get all the
Right. I think in
like arrow
at least the thing I have,
and
life insurance it covers more of like the more threatening bills, which is something I was
nope,
more worried about.
too much.
So I'm fine.
It's harder to do in this angle because you don't really see it properly.
Chat, this is so much more fucked than I could have imagined.
Glad that I didn't get into that deep of shit because like I don't know. I'm just glad it wasn't as bad as it could have been, right?
Oh, could have been way worse. So, situation that could have happened. That's the end there, pretty much, where she wraps that.
If you just got in and don't know about the full context of video I'm watching, you guys can ask. I'll be a beacon of social informations.
Horror stories with the IRS in the U.S. where they do hold you responsible for that. They do throw you in jail. And here's the worst part: when you get thrown in
Because
jail, a lot of
again,
times,
the situation is so effed up. It seems
No way.
yes, and they
so
can still
far
hold you responsible,
everything
right? They can
they
throw you in
that
jail.
that happens is
The
just like
interesting keeps
so.
keep ticking up,
How is this company
right?
still standing in
Hold
the
you
first place?
responsible. It's really I mean, things can
It's
be.
it's a miracle
In certain
itself.
countries too, this types of things can happen. It can be real bad.
So like
Not every country, but some
this
countries.
is what I said. That
Okay.
that kind of level.
Oh no, go ahead, Rima.
So if you really want to like know about it,
Can
the
she
way I
get
talk
the money
about it
back?
is it sounds like
Should
fake,
be
but
able
actually
to get that
legitly
money back.
happened.
It's exactly what was
Because
said
they're
by Twitter.
withholding at the source.
Yes. So she should be able to get that money back from actually Indonesia. So she should be able to get information on what was actually withheld in Japan, provide that information to Indonesia. Indonesia has to acknowledge that under their treaty, and therefore they've got to return the money because Indonesia is the entity that actually took the money directly from her, right? So they would be the ones returning it. Japan wouldn't return the money. Japan would keep the money. And especially since that was like the existing quote unquote arrangement, right? So Japan would likely keep the money, and Indonesia would return the money to her. So, and now that is, of course, assuming that they actually paid it. Now, when we talk about criminality, okay, what would be required to be criminal? Pay close attention here, guys. Is if Niji didn't pay the money and they gave her an invoice or some sort of statement that said there was a tax that was paid and they didn't actually pay it. That would be criminal. But that would require more proof that they did not pay that, or rather lack of proof that they
Yeah,
did.
that is like super
If it's
fucked
not
up.
in the
If you
Japanese
kind of like
system,
hear about it, it was like,
now we're
holy
talking
shit.
about fraud.
I'm
Now
not sure in another country, but in Malaysia, like
right, but that's what
company actually settle with
70%
taxes
people have been
if you're a
held
full-time
right
employee.
away to fraud, but there's extra proof that's needed. It's not just
As long as
because,
it, and
let's
also
say-
like if
let's
you
say
you
they
don't really
paid
have to
it
pay
to
taxes
Japan.
if you
Well, that
kind of
could
like
be
then
reasonable
earn a certain amount.
misappropriation. That could be
I'm
something that is
actually
negligent
I'm not sure to be
necessarily,
happy or sad about it. I didn't
legally
earn that certain
illegal,
amount to
right? It's not
be like
criminal,
be
but
able to
if
be
they said
taxed.
they were going to pay something, especially taxes, and they didn't pay them, yes.
I can try to file it, but it's kind of useless. I don't have money in the first place. File is like
We have
asking to be even more
6
broke.
super chats.
Okay.
So
I actually have
You
to
gotta
go
bounce?
because
yeah,
I'm sick today, so
no, feel
I
better,
don't want to
Rima.
stay up too long.
Thank
Yeah.
you for joining. Appreciate that, guys. Please give a big drop your horse emojis in the chat for Rima. Please drop those in the chat. She's been great, really, and really thank her for joining me and hanging out. It's always a fun time with you, Rima, and I
Yeah.
hope I can come on your channel too soon to
Yes, you
support
should.
you and give some love back to
Mm-hmm.
the whole base squad out there.
We definitely should. Thanks for having me. I have my dog barking at me outside, so I'm gonna have to bounce. But it's always fun hanging out with you, Chad, and you, Andrew. So yeah, it gave me a lot to think about. I'm probably gonna do more research on that because I'm curious now.
Yeah, it's definitely, honestly, like, I'm glad we listened to this together because I was able to like really rethink about this and say, okay, no, my percentage of this being Kurosanji has gone way up. So thanks for helping with that,
Yeah.
Rima, and
Yeah.
I will catch you next time.
Okay. Bye bye.
See ya. Narissa Ravencroft's songstress Jailbird on talk says best part. She said basically almost every need. She says management told her, well, yes, we will pay for it. Bishojo management super based as fuck. Even her taxes. Niji management, you pay, and taxes. Indeed. Let me go back to the beginning. Zalthris says, I am Zalthris, hyped to be a 2-month member of the Basic Mindset. Andrew Esquire, Legal Mindset, you're a truly incredible lawyer. Thank you for all you do in the VTuber industry. No, it's my pleasure. And I hope that people who are aspiring to this are learning from this and learning what you need to pay attention to, and also learning that you need to make sure your taxes are sorted at the end of every tax year. Very important lesson for everybody, even people not working for VTubing agencies. Nate Levy says, doesn't every person on the internet have a professional knowledge of international tax law? Yes, Nate. Everybody on the internet should have professional knowledge of international taxes, or else you are no better than a monkey. That's all I have to say.
So it's
said,
restaurants.
Hey, that earbud is legendary. Niji had it flown all over the world at every convention for years now. Hey, respect.
Let's put this in a folder.
Disgusting.
Logo.
Iron Fury says, God damn, was going to talk about tax trouble if you didn't hear about it. Also, best horse girl in 4chan parent. Very true. Very true.
Let's try to
Here's
see.
Said, wasn't Kuro in the same predicament
Where
with
do I
taxes?
need to
Yes.
do some cleanup?
Yes, indeed, as you pointed out later. Torgo said, caned and jailed. I'll take cane 10 times out of 10. I don't know. Sometimes it depends how long the jail sentence is. If it was like 20 canings, like Indonesian, Malaysian or Singapore style caning, like we saw in that video earlier today, if it was 20 canings, like 20 lashes or 1 day in jail, I'll take jail. But if it's like 1 year in jail or 20, I'm dropping my drawers and going for 20. Right? It depends on how long I'm in jail. Pressure Jones said, "Don't call it PETA. That will kill both Rima and Parrot and blame it on Andrew for having pets." No. Coyote Trickster says, "I was referring to the tax nonsense." Thank you, Coyote. Bjorn, the Atlantean General, says, "Nice to have some regular income on a monthly basis." No, I mean, since the trouble keeps coming in monthly wise, yeah, it is nice to have like a fluid, stabler income. Wintermid says for Canadian 5 says, Mitchie says, "Don't speculate," and then it goes on 3 drama channels. Well, listen, and the thing is, look, I wasn't the first to cover this or the second to cover this or the third to cover this. I was probably one of the last people to cover this, but I wanted to do it in a thoughtful and respectful manner, and also a way in which I'm teaching you guys things. So it's less about whether or not it is Kurosanji, which once again I'm now fairly convinced it is. But it's not about the past. It's about the future and what people need to look out for, what your Oshi needs to look out for in the future, no matter where they are, what they're doing, needing to make sure they get their taxes sorted. And I hope that VTubers, both young and old, large and small, can get their shit sorted. I mean, hopefully the Yabbit has her stuff sorted. Is she gonna? Hey, is Pippa making sure that she deducts as a business expense every?
And it's time to find some other video to take a look about, I guess. That's not a lot. So just going to close down this thing. Let's, instead of watching some other people content, so anyone who just want to ask about like what I just watched, yeah, well, I can give you quite a lot of context, but it's better for you to watch it itself or like understand the thingy that's happening in the first place. 2. This thickness good. And I need to drink. Uh, Sorry, I was like chronically on social media again. Shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that live. Shouldn't do that live. But I also need to do that sometimes because I need to take a break. I've been drawing for like an hour straight, even though it's just like tiny little bit of detail. This shows like actually if you just do what I do. This is why I say like don't copy what I do, because if you do just what I do, it's just going to cost you a lot of time. .8. I think I can use this too, right? Nope, can't. I just manually draw the line. You can say I am the most idiotic person in the world. If you don't see anyone other than me do this, is because I am doing what I am. I am who I am. I am an idiot. I am the savant of idiot. Nobody can be more stupid than me. Nobody. And this one's to be Oh. Oh shit, I used the wrong line. Don't worry, I can fix this. When it comes to Kiray, need to use 100% of his IQ. This is what happened. Should I or shouldn't I? Yeah, have some black line. Does highlight the thing a little bit more. Let's do some... Here is some life progressions. Dun do 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 dun do 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 dun do 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 do. I suddenly felt very sleepy. I don't know what happened. Maybe because I woke up a little bit too early. I don't know what to do now. I need some energy, so I start to sing for no reason. And then the moment people come in, they'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing? I need to look at the reference again. Hold on. I almost close to finishing this. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Takes some times for me to realize there's nobody's want to join the open chat. There is no one wants to drop by. Let's try another route to see is there anyone. All I hear is a want to do as final finish all this detail stuff because I want to finish this so I can continue. Get on the newer stuff so I can be a little bit more focused into my little streams, little commissions about someone anniversary. Ooh, 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 ooh. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da da da. Yeah, I think this is already good enough. I don't have to like emphasize lots of things. Rounded booty, rounded booty. It's time to give a booty a little bit nerve, so there's no more booty on her. Imagine she immediately dropped Lion, and then I was like singing about like reducing a booty size. That would be hilarious. Dropping booty, having smaller booty. Who knows what will happen? Reducing booty size because it's something needed to be more accurate. So I need to drop the booty size. Booty size. Ooh, oh, oh, Yeah, I think it's like slowly, gradually taking form and shape. Do I need to extend the hand a little bit more? You know what? No. It's just something I need to do is actually cropping this thing out. So this way I can have shape of a hand here. Now it's much more accurate, like the hand length wise. Like because you kind of like can see if you hold your finger, put your thumb on the shoulder, put your fingers on the hand, and rotate them. If that is like on the hip level, like your hand is actually below your hip level a little bit, you can see like booties here. So it's like go past your booty a little bit. Long as the hand itself, if you rotate it, it's like over the booty a little bit, then you're on the correct arm length. That is like the most barbaric way to actually to measure it, but still, it's in a way it still works. Proportionally, it works. But it's just armor-wise, it looks like kind of like makes the hand look a little bit stubby, or like like bulkier on like the hand side. But it is armor; it's supposed to look bulky, Don't care if space leather or not. The moment you have a leather on, imagine like how thick a belt is. You can imagine that is like the thickness of the leather. Generally, leather is like that. So let's go along with the easy one first. And let's try to... Everybody, let's try to do this. Add a little bit dash of whiteness. Let's go on beyond a little bit of everything about us and reference the black age so we can do this. Na 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 na. I realize it's not a full white. I also should have known that usually this thing is not a full white. Let's try to adjust the color here. There's a bunch of color palette here. If I need to draw accurately, at least try I do. At least try I do. Hold on a minute. It's full white? Oh, that means like the screen I have is a little bit dull in color. Huh. Surprised? But okay. Because generally I know like full white is like a no-no for lots of people. Especially artists. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da da. There. Dun 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 What have I need to do? I just want to take a break. Who knows what I can do in the future? I can tell you this is all I can go so far. Just establish the base color of the bike. Ah. Alright then, I guess this will be the end of stream. I'm going to take a little bit of break and we'll finish this tonight and then post it up because this is generally is like the base is already finished. Like all I need to do is just like finish the rest of stuff and then be done with it. I got all the base color in here, so I need to do is just follow a little bit more on the reference to color on, you know, like the characters and stuff. And then yeah, voila, everything will be done. Either way, thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay healthy, stay safe. Until next time, stay tuned on the next stream. Bye-bye.